The Shegun campaign organization has rejected the results of the People's Democratic Party PDP governorship primary election conducted in Ekiti, Ekiti State on Wednesday, January 26, 2022, which returned Honorable B.C. Kolawole, the anointed candidate of former Governor Ayodele Fauci, as the winner. The unique campaign organization issued a release signed by its Director General, Honorable Yemi Arikodari.
The national level ought to have disciplined Governor Udom Emmanuel. He decided to disenfranchise a lot of people. 32 people whose names were on the list, he went through the process of accreditation, were not allowed to vote.
The chairman of the panel of the electoral committee told them to write their names, which they did. In the process of going to cast their vote, they told them they cannot come in again.
That is unacceptable. Apart from that, he militarized the system.
100% satisfaction on this process, I will not go on.
The arrangement of the ballot boxes later.
What do you want? What is wrong in arranging the ballot boxes?
This is not secret. If it's going to be like this, it's not secretive enough. We believe that the casting of the votes should be done in an area.
Okay, let me say something. Don't create something that I cannot manufacture here. You people brought me to this hall. The hall has a limited capacity. If you people are taking me to an open field, that would have been it. You people brought us here, and I cannot change this venue now. So, no, Prof, don't give me a condition in this hall. You want me to expand this hall now?
His arrogance was second to none.
I got this list from Abuja, not from here. So if somebody's name is not here, let the person just stand one place quietly. We are for peace, but if you don't want peace, I mean, certainly it's not our problem. Yeah, thank you. I think I had to come in with the commissioner of police. If you don't want peace, honestly, I'll give you what you want.
For Governor Udom to be threatening Ekiti people the way he was threatening, can he do it in Niger Delta where he come from?
Please, if you are not supposed to be inside, this is the time for you to leave so that we can start accreditation. And any local government that is not here, once I finish, I'll finish. Even if I have 10 people that will vote, I go with those 10 people. I'm not going to waste 1 minute extra. Either the person behaves or we take the person straight to your straight. So I'm not in for all those intrigues and so on that people are trying to do here. Everybody must behave well. If you don't behave, you find yourself in Uyo this evening.
You came to Ekiti and only for you to be threatening Ekiti people.
Bring that man.
According to the statement, 32 automatic delegates who were accredited were not given tags and were not allowed to vote, adding that the electoral committee chairman, Governor Udom Emmanuel, threatened to arrest them if they should come into the voting hall.
If you look at the way the thing was schemed right from the time we were preparing for the 3 High delegation election, you will see that the national leadership of PDP has already taken side in dealing with the innocent masses in Ekiti State that deserve a better living. The way Ekiti people are yearning for Ejida Shegun is unparalleled. And the way the national leadership of PDP now took time to take sides, starting with the 3 adults in which we protested in Abuja, and they cancelled it, only for them to bring Udom to come and complete the uncompleted job he did the last time. It's unfortunate.
The organization also complained that Governor Udom deliberately allowed Governor Fauci, who heads a faction of Ekiti State PDP, to sit in the hall.
After Irepodu Ifelodun has voted, there was no reason for Fauci to be seated in the hall. Lero Olayinka was seated in the hall, not as a media, but as an aide of Fauci, constituting the same and making sure that they were seeing people how they voted. Governor Udom Emmanuel put all his aides to be in charge of the voting system, pointing out to voters who they should vote for. Ekiti will not accept that.
In any democratic process, you don't have to show who you voted. We call it a secret ballot, not an open ballot.
Unfortunately, they make it absolutely an open system. There's no secrecy in it. The voters did not have the confidence to vote their conscience. Because when you are voting, there's no cubicle there to cover up. When you are voting, somebody is looking at. So they are being ganged by other aspirants and their agents.
Some aggrieved members of the party told journalists that the result as released by the Electoral Committee did not reflect what transpired at the accreditation center and election venue.
In the process of any election, the alphabetical order must be obeyed. Instead of starting from Ekiti, they start from Ido-Osi, which is a local government belonging to one of the strongest aspirants, that is Engineer Segun. They did that intentionally because they wanted to do accreditation of Segun local government so that he will be able to leave when the delegates are leaving. Then they will be able to perfect their art of fraud. And when they were doing Ido-Osi, we discovered that some names were illegally substituted. And some of the local government ESCO reacted.
Not from here. So if somebody's name is not here, let the person just stand one place quietly. We are for peace, but if you don't want peace, I mean, certainly it's not our problem. Yeah, thank you.
The woman was trying to tell them that she is a woman leader in the local government and she has the right to vote. But Governor Fowler, she have doctored the list, so they remove her name. So they started beating her, harassed the woman, tore his clothes, and by the age of Governor Udom.
First state woman leader, the last youth leader, state youth leader, and some other people were denied, despite their name were on the list. But at the time, they were accredited, but their tag have been taken away by who, God knows who.
14 local governments, 4 of them from my senatorial district were given to a group of the party. And the remaining 2, where congresses should have held, nothing held. So today, the party asked me to use automatic delegates, 12 from my local government, and 10 from Boeing local government, making 22 out of the 156 that I should have. And I feel disenfranchised.
Some people's names are completely absent.
The list of delegates ought to have been published and made it public before this accreditation. That was not done. And that means due process is not properly followed.
2 local governments were disenfranchised.
When we look at the figure from those 2 local governments, you will realize that the person that proves that he emerges might not have emerges if those local governments are not disenfranchised.
Out of the 13 aspirants, Oluyinka Akerele had no votes. Oluwatoyin Arobundade, no votes. Adekemi Adewumi, 1 vote. Deborah Alon, 1 vote. Latif Ajijola, 1 vote. Olukemi Olumide Ojo, 1 vote. Biodun Olujimi, 2 votes. Ayodeji Kazeem 6 votes. Kayode Adaramoto 10 votes. Adewale Aribisala 56 votes. Olusola Kolapo 93 votes. Olusegun Oni 330 votes. Olabisi Kolawole 671 votes. Total void votes 13. That brings the total number of votes cast to 1,185. Number accredited 1,208. Accredited voters 1,208. Those who voted, including void votes, 1,185. Looking at our constitution, I hereby say that Olabisi Kolawole, having satisfied the provisions of the constitution of our party, is hereby, through simple majority, scoring 671 votes, and that 671 votes, being the highest vote, is hereby declared as the winner.
The election was not free and fair.
It was barbaric, it was assault, and it was an assault on the integrity of Ekiti people.
We don't have hope in PDP again.
We are tired of APC and PDP.
This is a party we've invested enough energy, resources, and all that as youths. So if we are treated as strangers in our own party, we find that absurd. We should not be having this discussion in the 21st century.
Bisikola Ole polled 671 votes to defeat Segun Oni, who scored 330 votes.
He has congratulated BCK, which to me, I wouldn't have done. But he has done. Everybody knows he's a peace-loving man, he's an elder statesman. We can give it to him. But as far as I'm concerned, the election was a sham.
Everything that happened not in the absence of people. And it was not a nighttime affair, so I don't have to be. But we are now waiting. We have resolved to wait for the voice of God, and God will direct us. And as soon as we hear the voice of God, whatever God says we should do, we will do.
He's expecting God to speak to him, then he will call us back.
The Bible says in all things we should give thanks.
For his mercies, for being with us, for keeping us safe and sound, for providing for us, and for making us good and making us happy.
Whether you win or lose, you need to thank God. God has a purpose for everything that happens to us.
I believe by the end of today, he will have heard from God.
When God speaks, everybody will know. I will tell everybody. We're waiting on the Lord.
Do you have any word for Ekiti?
My word is that our people should wait. We know that God will tell us what to do next.
Segun is a brilliant man, and he's not greedy, and he's never in a hurry. Whatever he does, he's doing it on our behalf, just to rescue this state. The state needs somebody like him. So he doesn't want to rush. He doesn't want to make any drastic decision. So he wants to consult with God and all the stakeholders before making any decision. Keep your fingers crossed. A lot is coming on the way. The whole Ekiti wants Segun Oni. That's what we all know. So we are anxious to hear from God and from our boss. By
the special grace of God, come October 16, 2022, Chief Segun Oni will be the next governor of Ekiti State.
He's going to be the next governor.
Let them watch out for us. History is in the making in Ekiti.
Of the fountain.